Hey everybody, I want to welcome you back to Desert Sky Mystic. Today we are going to be doing our monthly reading for the month of August 2022 for Capricorn. So I have cleared the space. Let's see here, cleared the cards. This is a general reading, so it will not apply to everybody, but if it resonates with you, then please leave any comments, questions, clarification type questions, or anything along those lines in the comment box below. I'd love to hear from you, and I will answer them to the best of my ability. So we will, I think that's everything for housekeeping items. Of course, as always, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel as well. That helps us out quite a bit. So let's go on and get started here. Let me get this overhead cam fired up. And let's see what the month of Capricorn, the month of August has for Capricorn. Okay. So I went a little white there for a minute. All right, let's see. Well, that's an interesting combo. Let's see how this plays out. Okay, very interesting. So let me just take another quick glance here. All right, let's jump right in. Okay, so our first card that we're going to be working with today for the month of August for you, Capricorn, is the healing card. So, this looks like it's going to be a month of healing for you, getting, kind of realigned, shedding off some unwanted energies, other people's energies, becoming and running more of your own energy, becoming more of yourself. And really kind of working through an internal transition process here. And that is, it looks like I'm going to set this over here, but crossing is we have our guilt card. And what the guilt card really speaks to, obviously, guilt would be one of those things, but really it's more about being in your head and having all these things picking at you, and being in that cycle, that repeating movie of all these bad things, anxiety, and it's just a really kind of an not a very good feeling card. And that is kind of what we're dealing with and why we need this healing, why we need to get realigned with ourselves. And of course, as we go through that, we have our change card here, which makes perfect sense because we do need to move from this state to hopefully ultimately this state through our process of healing. Now, the one thing I like to explain about the change card every time this comes up is the idea that it's a merry-go-round. And if you're on the outside of a merry-go-round and that thing's spinning fast, you're likely to get tossed off, or it's at least very hard to hold on to. And if you move to the center of that merry-go-round, then what ends up happening is it's still the same forces, but they just don't have the same effect on you. You're not getting thrown you're not getting thrown off the edge of that. You're better able to handle that. So the reason I explain it like this is because really the way that you approach this change, how resistant you are to it, is going to really determine how much you feel the impact of the change, the turbulence of this change. So again, it really speaks to kind of going within yourself and balancing out here a little bit, and taking a more mature perspective on this, looking at this more with more adult eyes and understanding that these are cycles that we have to go through. These are things we have to go through. And, looking at that in a way that helps us work through that change without causing more damage or keeping us in here. Because, the longer that we resist this, the longer this thing is going to continue on. This is going to happen one way or another, whatever this is for you. Now, whether you deal with it now, whether you deal with it in 6 months from now, whether it takes a week, whether it takes 5 months, it's all on your approach, your mindset, your perspective. Then your mindset's a little out of balance right now, but that's where this self-healing comes in, or healing from others. This may mean going to some sort of practitioner, whether it's a therapist, whether, it's, a psychic, whether it's a, chiropractor, Reiki master, whatever that is for you, a massage therapist, hot baths, meditation, this healing process, whatever that looks like for you, is really going to put you in a better state of mind, which is going to help you work through this change and get you out of this really kind of negative, dark spot that you're kind of dealing with at this point in time. Again, traveling card pops up. That's been actually a pretty frequent card for me this month. And once again, it's very, it suits this spread, this layout very well, because this is a journey, putting one foot in front of the other, and you do have a lot of clouds and mist and fog that's kind of blocking the way. You can't see on the other side of this. So you really are going to have to stay on the path and trust that this is working, that you're going the right way, that this path is going to take you where it's supposed to, and it's going to. There is a light at the end of that tunnel. It's just very cloudy, and you can't see everything that lies between where you're at and where you're going. And for most of it, that's kind of a scary prospect. Not being able to see past your own feet, that's a tough thing for some of us to deal with. But you really are in a point where you feel like everything's kind of coming in on you. This suppression card really speaks to, of course, everything just coming in, and there's pressure, the weight of the world, there's you're feeling like there's no way out, everything's like blocked in, things are coming down on you, ropes are tying you down, the walls are cracking because of all this pressure. And that ties in, of course, with the guilt card as well, because again, it's a mental thing, but mental things are the most powerful of all, of course. But hey, the good news is that this is something that has been recognized, that there is a way out of. You are going to make it to the other side of this. So, don't despair too much. Recognize what this is, but then understand that you're going to have to start just taking that first step, then the second step, then the third step. And before you know it, you're going to be at the end of that path, and things are going to be a lot better. And the reading says as much as well, too, the spread. I mean, we got coming into the next card here is the flowering card. And this is really coming into yourself. Things are getting a lot better. You feel a lot better. That life is looking a lot more the way that you need it to look like. And you're definitely a different person on the other side of this, which is a good thing, because change is good, especially when it moves us down our path. But this is a successful card. I mean, this is positive things are ahead for you, and this too shall pass. So yeah, keep your head up on that, because this you are going to a good place, and you are going to be seeing things in a different kind of way. We have our awareness card, and this is the veil drop, and you're seeing the world for what it is, a lot more for what it is than you did previously. You have new perspectives. Thank goodness you have new ways of looking at the world, and that is going to serve you well as you move forward in this life. So, cautionary tale here: the miser, don't hold on too tight. That's going to prolong this change. Whatever this is here, what we have is this. If you look at the miser card, there's a brick wall being built up around her. She's holding on tight to all of her treasures, because they're so important to her. But if you really take a look at her clothes are shabby, or her hair is kind of grayed out, her face is gray. I mean, she just doesn't look happy. She thinks she's happy because she has all this treasure, but she really needs to let this go. So this card is really kind of that cautionary tale of, as you work through this process, let it go. Just trust in the fact that you will be where you're at, and that don't hold on too tight to whatever it is that has you kind of in these places. Or if you're holding on to something and you find that thing that you're holding on to is creating more of these feelings, then you know that is not good. And I'm not saying go out and give away your fortune if you have a fortune or whatever that is. I'm saying is, if you are holding on to something in the material world that is causing you anguish, like let's say a friendship, if you're hanging on to a friendship, but this friend is not particularly nice and they make you feel bad, you don't like the way you feel around them, it's time to let it go. And that's where the miser card is really speaking to. So as we wrap up, the good news here is is that this is a little kind of like an evolutionary type of move for you. You will be moving permanently from one kind of state of mind to a complete new state of mind. And you are going to take these lessons, and it's going to give you a new perspective, a new point of view on the world that's going to help you move forward. You're going to feel a lot better about the world and yourself and this life as we move forward here once we get to the other side of this. So yeah, there is light at the end of the tunnel here. You know, keep your head up, keep pushing forward, because there's some beautiful things ahead for you. And you know, this stuff happens to all of us. And right now, this is what you're dealing with, and that's okay. It doesn't matter that you're dealing with this point in time, you know, regardless of how you got here. The important thing is to recognize it, understand that we need to take some actions and move on to a better place. So overall, Capricorn, I think that this is really a beautiful reading for you. You know, I'm sorry that you are, for the ones that resonate with this reading, I'm sorry that you are dealing with these troubles at this point in time. But again, keep your head up. You're going to come through the other side of this looking, you know, looking great. Things are going to be a really good spot for you when that happens. So okay, so that's what I have for the month of Capricorn. I'm doing it again. The month of August for Capricorn. Thank you so much for being here today. And of course, like, share, subscribe to our channel. We really appreciate that. And that is what I have. So we will see you next time.